What's up, y'all? It's your boy Trey Swoosh back at it again with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about the Luka situation, which is ridiculous. Luka got traded at what was it, like 10 p.m., 12 p.m. last night or midnight? I don't know exactly. I've been up since. It is 7 a.m. right now when I'm recording this video. I cannot go to sleep. I am restless. I am infuriated. I am full of rage. I am so annoyed with this situation. It's mind-boggling how stupid this trade is. And I'm going to break down the whole trade, but I just want to talk about being a Texas fan in general. If you're new to this channel, you can tell, oh, this guy is from Texas, right? He likes Texas sports. Like, I got the Dallas Stars flag. I got the Mavericks flag. I support UT. I love UT, man. The Rangers flag. I used to have a Cowboys flag up here. I took it down because of the frustration I have with that organization. I'm gonna leave the Mavericks one up, but I'm questioning it, man. I really am. This trade is the worst trade of all time. It's the worst trade in NBA history, not just Mavericks history. I've been seeing a lot of people say, "Oh, it's the worst trade in Mavericks history." No. And people try to compare this to Nash, who actually didn't get re-signed because they didn't think he was worth the money, and then he went to Phoenix and won obviously back-to-back MVPs. But Luka by far is going to be a better player than Steve Nash could ever dream of, obviously. Like, if you know basketball, you know that Luka is a system like Steve Nash is, but in a whole different way. Did Steve Nash ever breathe the NBA Finals? Oh, that's right, Kobe Bryant was alive. Luka took them to the finals, and frankly, he had Kai and he had an amazing team, and the team is still frankly amazing. It's a little weird though now with the three premier defenders, which will be very interesting. I mean, the Timberwolves tried that last year, and we know what Luka did to it. You know, he took Rudy's fucking ankles. But I want to talk about being a Texas fan real quick. How hard is it to be a Texas fan right now? You have the Cowboys, where Jerry Jones hasn't made a sane fucking decision since his second to last Super Bowl win. He fires his, all-star coach, and, it's just been nothing but mediocre since then. It's unfortunate because it is, it is the nation's team. It's, United States of America's football team. They open up the roof so, the God can watch the game. At least that's what they used to say. But yeah, that everyone knows. Even if you don't know about sports, you probably know about the Dallas Cowboys. And most likely you know that it's run by one of the most questionable organizations in the world, right? The front office is very questionable there. Let's move on to the Dallas Stars. Very commendable. They've been very consistent in the last couple of years, have been tremendously fun to watch in the playoffs. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I'm wearing a hockey jersey right now because it seems like my hope right now for sports and entertainment, for just a little bit of pastime, a little bit of ease to my everyday life, is going to be with the Dallas Stars, which is wild. I'm going to be having to educate myself a lot more on hockey because, frankly, I usually don't pay attention until playoffs. So it is what it is. Next, we have the Texas Rangers, which I pour my heart out to y'all. I was at the parade when we won the championship. It's an amazing feeling to be around so many different fans in the Dallas area, or I guess Arlington area. So they're not technically a Dallas team, but I still treat them the same way. They are home to me. Their organization, their front office is actually commendable because they won a championship, and it was going to cost a lot of money to run it back, but they did. They got majority of the players back, and they ran it back, and unfortunately, injuries and certain situations kind of snowballed us, and we didn't have the best season ever. But guess what? We still have hope for next season. We could get maybe 2 chips in 3 years, which is that's far reaching. It's very optimistic thinking for sure, but it is possible. Okay, so we talked about football. Goodness gracious, and with the Super Bowl going on right at the NFL, you have a repeat of the last Super Bowl, and it seems like they just had to do that to get the ratings up, and it's like, who really wants to see a repeat of Philly versus Chiefs besides Philly and Chief fans? I mean, I don't. I don't know the last Super Bowl I genuinely enjoyed. I think it was a Rams Super Bowl because I could root for either team, and it was awesome to see My man, the QB from the Lions, get the, Stafford get that chip, and Von Miller get another one. But man, it's unfortunate to see the Super Bowl. It's unwatchable for me. I don't want to watch the Super Bowl. It's just, I can't. I don't want to. It's the same fucking game we had last year. And what happened at the end of the game? They called a pass interference on the Eagles and pretty much guaranteed at the end of the game that the Chiefs would win. I don't want to watch that shit again. I'm tired of it. I watched the Bills versus Chiefs game. I'm tired of NFL right now. I really am. I am. Not just because I'm a Cowboys fan, but because it just seems like when it gets competitive, the refs intervene and it feels fixed. I said it. That's my opinion. It feels fixed. I don't think it's scripted, but it feels fixed. It really does. Okay. Enough on football. I just had to mention that because there's a correlation that I have seen a similarity of the situation going on right now in the NBA with the situation we are talking about. Oh boy, and I do need to mention the Texas game because I'm a Texas fan, so obviously I was disappointed with the performance we had against Ohio State. I feel like the national championship was Texas versus Ohio State. Obviously, I didn't watch the national championship game because obviously I watched Penn State and Notre Dame, and I realized that neither of the team could compete with Texas or Ohio State. So why would I watch it? And of course, Ohio State won. Now people are like, oh, they almost came back. Well, yeah, they didn't. No, whatever. Let's talk about the NBA. Now, the NBA has a special place in my heart. I grew up playing 2K. I wish 2K would go back to the same model that they had in 2K12, 2K11, when it was good old days without the VC. You could earn your virtual currency by playing the game. That was it. It was a lot of fun back then. I think John Wall was like the rookie that year. They had to compete against. Love that game. I really do. I didn't buy the newest 2K yet because, frankly, I'm tired of the VC, the virtual currency. You have to pay just to level up your my player. And then, oh, wait, you don't want to just play as a point guard. You want to play as a small forward. Oh, you want to play as a center? Well, you got to pay another $200 just to max out. It's ridiculous. It's so annoying. That game is so toxic now. But I went on eBay and bought it for $20, which they're selling it right now on the PlayStation Store for $70 still. No sale or anything. Still still $70. So the NBA. What the Mavs had with Luka was a generational talent that isn't just any generational talent. It was something that Texans could relate to. This guy is a slow white guy. He's got a jumper. He's nice with the post moves. He's not super athletic. Yes, he's tall, but if you're on a basketball court, like I'm 6'2", 6'3", right? And if I'm on a basketball court, I say I go to LA Fitness, right? And I play a little bit of pickup. Typically, people are going to be like 5'11" or shorter. So I could feel like, oh, I'm like a 6'7" guy right now, and these guys are 6'2", 6'3" guys, and I can just post them up. You know, you could feel that same similarity feeling. Like, you can get the same vibe. Like, people like Steph Curry because like anybody could be out there and shooting threes, right? He's 6'3", he's relatable. You get me. This guy is drinking 40s, smoking cigars after not just going to the NBA Finals, but playing all the way through the Olympics. This man is a national treasure, literally. And they trade him away for a bag of chips. A rundown Anthony Davis with the worst fucking eyebrows in the game. The man, they got Maxi Christie, who cares? And then they got a first overall pick. They got one of those. Now, I think, fact check me. I think when Rudy Gobert got traded, they had, what was it, 4? I think it was 4 first-round picks. I could be wrong on that, but I know it was multiple picks. And there's been a lot of stars that have been traded for multiple picks. So just one pick, like, are we trading away to win now? So why would we trade away for Anthony Davis, who is typically very good in the beginning of the season and then not so good at the back end, and then the playoffs typically disappears. Sometimes, I guess, if he's in the bubble, there's an exception there. Okay, so we ran down that. Yeah. This guy averaged 33 points, I believe. 9 rebounds and 9 assists, roughly something like that. Something only one player's ever done before, which is Luka. This guy is supposed to be a Mavs for life. What happened, man? Mark Cuban isn't the GM anymore for one season, and then we decide to trade away Luka? Like, huh? What's going on there? I mean, I saw Mark Cuban a lot lately. You know, he was pushing for Kamala Harris a lot, and you know, I guess he just got caught off guard, and maybe, you know, Kamala was like, oh, I don't like that Luka guy, man. He's not the vibe that the country needs. I don't know what's happening, man. I really don't. And of all places for him to land, the Lakers. The fucking Lakers. And who was the last champion last year? Who won the final? Oh, that's right. We played them. The fucking Boston Celtics. What's the biggest rivalry in the NBA historically, unfortunately? The Lakers versus the Celtics. So you're telling me you have a guy, Jason Tatum, I believe he's 1 year older than Luka Doncic. And then Luka just magically, in the shadows, a trade is crafted at night when no one's around. No one to check this, no one to veto it, no one to second glance it. And he's sent to the Lakers. I really think this trade needs to be investigated. I really do. And I'm all for it. We talk about conspiracy theories here on the channel quite a bit. We also talk about real news that's happening and try to correlate things together. We talk about a lot of situations, right? This one smells really bad. This one is so fucking fishy. I just don't understand how or why. Like, why would the Mavs... Like, we have we had two bigs that were really good. Maxi's all right. He's pretty good when he plays with Luka. You know, he has his days. He's hit his tenure with the Mavericks, he's hit some big shots. A lot of bank shots, but he's hit them. He's missed some too. But, yeah, I just don't get it, man. I don't think anyone gets it right now. I think if you're a Mavs fan and you're upset, you're pissed, you're enraged, you're mad, you want to protest, well, I don't know what you're going to protest. This trade seems to be as legit as it can get. Like, it's got stamped, it's got inked. It's, you know, Shams tweeted out, Shams doubled down, triple down, quadruple down, said 1000% this trade is real. Interesting, bro. Just interesting. Like, well, there's 5 more days till the deadline, and you're telling me you didn't take your due diligence, you didn't wait your time to, like, field out other offers. It's weird because, like, in 2K, you can make a trade on franchise mode. I don't know if you can anymore because I haven't played the newest 2K. Who knows if they even care about franchise mode anymore. Maybe it's all fucking my court, my park, all that. I don't know. But you used to be able to, from the experience I had playing the game, make trades in franchise mode, which sometimes would not work. And they a lot of the trades you could make that worked were wild. You could rig the system. And I really think that if you try to make this trade for fucking Luka for AD, it would not work. Especially if you were playing as the Lakers. That shit would not go through. There's no fucking way. You would have to stack up 6 first-round picks, AD, and probably LeBron James, and I guess what, the money's not going to work on that one either. You got to turn off the fucking salary cap for that to go through. This doesn't make sense at all. And it's also interesting because the whole Bronny situation, the LeBron situation, kind of like died out very quickly after they played their first game together, and everyone realized that Bronny wasn't really ready for the league yet, needed a little bit more development in the G League, and I'm all for Bronny's future. I think LeBron's the GOAT. A lot of people are going to hate me from that comment. That's fine. We can all think different things. That's the whole purpose of this channel, to have conversations and, you know, explore the nuance of different subjects. But I really do think that that story died out very, very quickly. And obviously, I think LeBron will play a little bit longer until Bryce gets into the league. And Bryce will be probably pretty fucking good. He looks like an excellent player right now. But yeah, I just, it's kind of convenient because sports media, all media, really, when it comes to the NBA, relies on a couple things. You know, people like Draymond Green pushing the needle, you know, going wild, getting kicked out of games, you know, it's fights and stuff like that. That's always been a big deal. LeBron James, no matter what, is he the GOAT? Is he not the GOAT? If he achieves whatever achievement this season, is he going to be the GOAT? That's been going on since, frankly, he was on the Heat after he won his first 2 rings, and goodness gracious, it's been going on. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, you can blame for that. They kind of ruined sports media in that way, frankly, in my opinion. It's very entertaining. It can be, but it seems like that is it's like talking about the Cowboys, right? The Cowboys is always going to sell because there's so many Cowboys fans, but frankly, I feel like it's dying out because a lot of Cowboys are waking up and realizing, okay, we fucking suck. It's coming from a Cowboys fan, man. And that's not to say they have bad players or anything like that. Dude, they got some studs on that team. But, like, the interest level for the Cowboys is drastically down, in my opinion. I don't know. You could differ with me on that one if you want. But nevertheless, this trade smells so sketchy. It's just so fishy. I just don't understand it. I don't see how any GM in their fucking right mind would make this deal. Like, was there some kind of influence? Like, did they get some back, under the table kickback? Oh, I help you, you help me later. Well, I'm sorry if you did. You're not going to help anyone later because you're not going to have a fucking job. This kind of trade is going to live on forever as the worst NBA trade to ever be made. You traded a generational talent doesn't come around very often. It's kind of in the fucking meaning of the name, right? You traded him not in his prime, right before it. Your prime usually starts at 28 years old to 32 is a typical prime. Now, LeBron James is a little different. He's kind of been extending his prime. He's been going to, Conda and getting that special sauce, but the man he's different, right? He's 25. He's been all team NBA multiple times. I just who makes this fucking move? Like Anthony Davis, maybe if it was like AD back at New Orleans, like maybe if you had a backwards trade and you got someone like Darren Fox as well included, or like Zion Williams included, someone that was like a generational talent, but it's a risk. I guess Darren Fox wouldn't be that guy. That's a little bit too much, in my opinion. He is, I think, a very excellent guard. I don't think he's a generational talent, but I think he's one of the best guards in the league at his age. I just don't understand, man. I think we deserved like at least 4 more picks, like 5 first-round picks would make more sense to me. But still, not even that. It's just wild. It's wild. I really think we could have traded Kyrie Irving for AD straight up and got something else from it. I think Kyrie's more valuable than AD at this point in their careers by far. Which brings me to my last point. Is this team still going to be a contender? Now, I've gone back and forth on this in my head so much. I really have. Because now you have a team without Luka. He's not the system anymore. So they're going to have to rely on Kyrie a little bit more, which might show his age a little bit more. You have a bunch of bigs that are very, 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 very talented. And they do not trade away that sophomore. Lively is going to blossom. That is a guy that you would want to be a Mavs for life, which he's probably not going to be, but you want to keep him around at least in his 20s, I'd imagine, when he's young and his knees are good. I do think this team could go far. If they get paired up against a team like the Lakers, it'll be interesting because you have the wing play, which will be ridiculous with Luka and LeBron. And you have Reeves, who's like a point guard, shooting guard, craft. I don't know. I don't know. It would be weird because their bigs will be trash and our bigs will be really good. I don't know. There's more complete teams out there. I think the Suns now have an opportunity to come out. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a huge opportunity to come out of the West. I think there's a lot of teams now that are looking at the Mavs and realizing, okay, that was the biggest obstacle in our way, and they're gone. Now everyone's looking at the Lakers. Well, LeBron's not very good when it comes to mid-season trades and getting to the finals. He's done it a couple times, but this is a major move where team chemistry is already kind of weird with their team, and they were just getting a hold of like a defense, like vibe to them, which is like no more. You have Luka and LeBron. It's both of these teams, it doesn't make sense for me why they would make the trades. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the situation. There's a lot more I could cover. Honestly, I could keep going on and on, but this video is already at what, like 20 minutes long, and I'm just rambling about this situation. So yeah, my name is Trey Swish. This is the Ether. Hit that sub button. Become an Etherite. Let's get to 1,000 subs. Let's get monetized. Start making money and pushing more content. Better quality content as well for y'all. But yeah, I'll be if there's any other topics you want me to cover like this, let me know. I typically cover like video game stuff, politics stuff, anything that's really interesting to me at the time. I'm gonna cover, and this is very, very disturbing to me, and I really hope that the league gets investigated, because it really feels like the NFL and the NBA are all about making money and making narratives, and this screams of a fucking Celtics, fucking Lakers rivalry re-engaged, and I just feel like it's so manufactured. It's unfortunate. But everyone wants to catch lightning in a bottle a second time. Whatever. I'll see you guys in the next one.